Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 33 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. Just checking in on my, well, we barely have any mana. I'm gonna need to amp up mana production at some point soon because I am not producing nearly enough, but we'll see. Today I want to automate the crusher a bit. I want to take the resources that are being generated here and have the crusher automatically crusher them. I might wind up relocating some of this stuff, but we'll figure that out as time goes by. So the gist is, there's a summon that I can do that will be able to transfer items from a chest into the inventory of the crushing demon. And that's what I'm gonna set up today. Does that sound like a plan? Let's do it. So I'm pretty sure this is the ritual that I need to do. So I believe that I do this, and that. And then I'm going to need a Foliot Transporter book. Unknown ritual. Is that wrong? Did I do the wrong one? Let's see. Foliot Transporter. That's AVR's circle. That looks right? 4 candles. That's totally it. Alright, cool. Let's try this again. Did I put the wrong things in there? Minecart, chest, dispenser, hopper. Oh, it needs a foliot. Okay, my bad. I have the wrong thing. And that'll make a Book of Calling Foliot Transporter. Okay, cool. I think this, why did I make this? This might be in case I lost the book that came with it. That's what it is. Okay, hold on. So let me get this put away and get another Foliot book. Cool. Because I actually want 2 of these guys. Well, two particular demons. Okay, so that should be taking the last item here in a moment. And that's cool. All right, so now if I click you with the book, he'll get picked up. Awesome. Nice. And then I'm going to make the other dude. So that's going to be this, and that with a Foliot book. There we go. Awesome. And that gave me this book. So when you summon particular demons, it will give you a book to control them with. And now I've got 2. I've got the transporter and I've got the janitor. So what the transporter does is move items between inventories, but also can be used to give items to other demons. In particular, this guy. He has an inventory, 1 block space, and he can receive items, and they can get processed. The other item that we get is the janitor, and the janitor can pick up items off the ground and put them into an inventory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another chest, if I may. But let's get an iron chest and make it a diamond upgrade. There we go. Beautiful. And I might wind up moving this guy a little bit because I don't really like where he's sitting right now. But we've got a lot of resources, as you can see, which we're going to want to relocate. So I'm going to take this out of here. And I'm going to pick up the mine shaft and the hopper. And the mine shaft probably went in here because it fell on top of the hopper. And I'm going to stick this in the corner. Okay? So I'm going to have the chest here, the hopper here, the mine shaft here, and then that dude in it. And then, in theory, if I break this, all the items should magnet their way towards me. Yeah, you can do that if you want, buddy. I don't care. I'm just going to do this. get my chest back. That should be good. Cool. So when he happened to pick up a stack, which is, I guess, fine. He can. I don't need him processing that at the moment. But he's nice and quick, too. I don't know if you noticed how fast that ore processing is, but not bad. Now, the dusts are going to go elsewhere. So that's going to go into this chest here. Okay? That's where the dusts are going to go. So let's get our janitor going, and let's get this guy moved. So remember, you can pick him up with any, you know, pickup thingy. So I'll just use that. We'll put him here-ish. Okay. And then the janitor will go here. Okay. Now, I believe I can... Do I click on the janitor to control him? There we go. So by default, he's in whitelist mode. So you can see on the top left there, whitelist mode. Which means he will only pick up the items that you tell him to pick up. I'm going to change that. Right. Now we can also do a filter like this. So I could tell it like dusts, right? Because I'm assuming most of the items that the other demon's going to make are going to be dusts. But for now, I'm just going to let him pick up anything that falls on the ground. It's only going into a chest. So worst case, if he picks up something he shouldn't, not a big deal. Okay. Now how do I bind him to the... I think I do that. There we go. Mar Arkark will now deposit into diamond chest from this north side. Okay, so important to note, whichever side you click on determines which side of the inventory he'll insert into. A chest, it doesn't matter. But if you're doing something like a furnace, it would matter, right? So now any items that get dropped on the ground should be picked up by my buddy there and placed in the chest. Beautiful. Look at that go. All right, cool. I'm going to turn off my magnet, and then we're going to get this guy ready. So you can chill there. Now, set deposit mode. We'll now hand items over to this dude. Okay, so this guy's not bound to him. So shift right click, he'll hand items to that. And then right click this and set extract, and we're going to do this. So what should happen is he should now transport items there. And he's the same deal, filter mode whitelist. So I'm going to tell him, for now, just blacklist it. Though I could do forge ores. Because he can't do... I don't want him to do this and this, right? So what if we did... forge ores. Would that be cool? How do I see what tooltips are on here? Control for tags. There we go. Forge, ores. Should be sufficient. That should be all the ores. So this won't have forge ores on it. I'm assuming this does? This does. Which is kind of a bummer, because that's not going to work. But like clay, I don't want him to hand over, right? So basically any ores. I might need to specifically whitelist. Use star to match any characters. Example, ore to match all ore tags from any mod. To filter for items, prefix it with item, Minecraft chest. Forge, ores. Separate by a semicolon? Do you think it needs a semicolon there? All right, so let's forget that. Let's specify exactly what he's allowed to transfer, right? So I'm going to start with iron. I wish I didn't have to do both. Forge, ores, iron. Iron star? Okay, what if I did... There we go. Now he's just doing everything. Right. So he's working, and then this guy should be picking up the items and placing them in the chest. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. Now, what can I do with this coal dust, by the way? I can enrichment chamber it into coal. Okay. That's fair. Now, in fairness, I'm getting 6 coal per operation here. I don't know what I would get with, like, a Fortune 8 pick. And to be fairer, I can, once we fix the pack, apply fortune to, like, the iron ore that we've picked up, and then give the pieces to this guy, and we should get, like, a really stupid amount. Like, a really stupid amount. of things, and that would be cool. Yeah, this should be working. I'm thinking this text bit isn't working correctly, because it should be. Should be. If I put you in blacklist that, okay. So whitelist that. So forge : ores / iron should be forge : ores / iron. Is there something I'm missing here? Enter the tags to filter separated by semicolon. Example: forge : ores / star logs. Okay. The filter for items, prefix the item ID with item. Okay. What if I did star iron star? Okay, so he has to finish processing this, but I'm going to do that. And then, in theory, he might be doing iron now. Oh, look, he did do iron now. Cool. Look at that. Okay, nice. Well, that's neat. So I can filter exactly which ones he gets. That's cool. That's cool. All right, so that's how you automate these guys processing. Now, again, we'd be able to do this a lot better. What? Sure. My little dude doing his janitorial duty. I'm very proud of him. Well done, sir. Well done indeed. Wow, look at all that coal dust. Holy cow, that's a lot of coal dust. I mean, if you think about it, you're going to get 6 stacks per stack of iron, right? Or coal, or whatever, right? So a stack of iron will turn into 6 stacks of iron dust. But it could be even more ridiculous, right? Because if we broke this with fortune, you know, that seems like really OP. Which I'm all, all about. But considering the amount of, stuff we're going to get from this, I think I'm okay with... I'm thinking I might be okay with just processing, just this. Oh, I'll think about it. I'll think about how I want to proceed with this. But for now, at least, this is how you automate, right? You have this demon hand it to him, and then this guy pick up the drops, and then it's going into here. And then I need to figure out how to process this into iron. Something magical would be cool. I just don't know what. I'm pretty sure ours has a way to do it. What I should be able to do. Wonder if how that'll work. It's a very good question. Let's snag some iron dust here and see what ours can do. Because there is the smelt, right? Which I'm pretty sure I've got. So if I had... Where's an empty slot here? I'll just do number 8 for now. What if we did touch, smelt? That works. So here's the real question. What happens if there's like half a stack on the ground, right? And then we smelt. How much did you smelt? 4 at a time? Is that what's happening? Looks like it's smelting 4 at a time. So let's get our Ars Nouveau book. I'm just curious, would like amplify or area of effect adjust that? Where's smelt? AoE will increase the number of items and radius of blocks that can be smelted at once. Smelt blocks and items in the world. AoE will increase them. Okay, cool. Now, I wonder if I can filter that, right? Because filter... Filter item? Though it shouldn't matter, because as long as the block... Though I think it did matter. See, look, it turned the deep slate into deep slate. So that's funny, actually. Yeah. So, not the end of the world, but something to keep in mind. So if I put a filter on item here, so we would need a filter item. I need to learn how to make that one. Filter item is just an emerald. Okay. Stops the spell resolving unless it targets a loose item in the world. Likely useless on projectile and base ray, which cannot target non-living entities. Okay. So if I just got an emerald, I can go do that. So filter item. Whoops. And then AoE will make it so that it does more items at once, right? So now, if I modify this with filter item, there it is. And then I cast the spell. Maybe that filter goes elsewhere. Maybe the filter goes on the... So let's try this. So if I put filter item here, and then we did smelt, right? Supposed to not be costing mana when you do that, though. Well, it's not the end of the world, because if I automate this with a turret, it doesn't matter, because it's still going to work. Yeah. I just wanted to try out the filter item thing. But if we throw a couple AoEs on there, and maybe do this somewhere that's not smeltable blocks, like grass. So 12, now it's going to be 28, so 16. So that, okay. So it's 4 items per level of... So it's 4, 8, 12, 16. So 4 by itself, and then every AoE gives you plus 4. So 8, 12, 16. That's how it makes sense, right? So this would be 20, 24, 28, 32. So this would be half a stack at a time. And there should be 3 dust left. Hey! Math for the win. Okay, I see how it works now. Very cool. So we could use a spell turret to process all the dusts that are being produced here, right? Now, reminder, I set this guy to do that again, so now he's empty whitelist mode. So I'll have to decide how I want to proceed. So give me a few minutes, and I will be right back. All right, so one of the things I want to try is figuring out how to get this automated fully with Rs and occultism. So let's see what we can do. I would like to learn toss, which will be this and this. There we go. And then if I do touch and toss. Cool. It just drops items. Sweet. Let's get some spell parchment. And I think I can just reset all these, right? There you go. Nice. So what I want to do is touch and toss. That spell. Cool. So that's what you're going to do. So now he's going to sit there. Oh, he's absorbing from that. Oh, he's running frequently too, isn't he? Touch and toss. So that's cool. I forget how to change the timing of this. But the plan would be... so he drops a full stack at a time. That's what I was curious about. Okay, good to know. I want to slow that down. How do we change the timing on that thing again? I think that's in the automation section. Under spell turret. The time may be increased by right-clicking, punching to decrease. Okay, so it's just empty hand, right-click, and decrease all that stuff. Cool. So, spell turret back here, set the thing, and then empty hand. Let's make it run every 4 seconds. All right, so now what it should do is drop the items on the ground like so. Okay, that's cool. Now, if I were to put a... Do I have a pressure plate here? Let's get a quick pressure plate. Right? Yes, that kind. I always forget off the top of my head the difference between the pressure plates. I know some respond to items and some don't. I just never remember. So now here's the question. Can I do this and you'll drop it onto the pressure plate? Yes. Now if I do this, will you drop it better onto the pressure plate? Not great. Getting there. Its drop is not amazing. It's, you know, it's okay. It's not great. Yeah, I really wanted it to, like, land and stay on the pressure plate. That's kind of what I'm going for. Let's see if there's any modification that I can do to toss to make this a little better. Causes the caster to place an item from their inventory to a location. If this glyph is used on an inventory, the item will attempt to be inserted into it. What if you were facing downwards? Can you face downwards? I don't even know. So if I got you the timer turret, yeah, it looks like you can face downwards, so that's cool. Get this guy back just so I can keep my ground looking nice. Okay. And then apply this guy. That looks better, right? That looks really good. So look, it's going to cast every 4 seconds now. Right? Now the key here is, I'm going to make it every 2 seconds, right? So it's casting, it's casting, it's casting. See it? The pressure plate stops it from casting. Haha. That's kind of cool. So then we could have another spell turret here that would do the smelt and pickup. Right? Does that sound cool? That could work. Right? So if I did something like this. Okay. And then you had touch, smelt, and then item pickup. Okay. And that's what you would do. Enchanted spell turret. Nice. Okay, cool. So watch. Let's see if this is doing what I think it'll do. Huh? Huh? See how it works? See how it works? That's cool. That's cool. And then, even better, if I wanted to, I could detect when this chest is empty and disable this with a redstone signal. Would that be neat? I mean, I think that seems pretty cool, right? Let me go get some actual dust to try this with, and then we're gonna go build it proper. This was proof of concept dire playing, right? Because I needed to figure out how this would work before I could actually do it. Now, the other problem is we're not going to smelt the whole stack at once unless I put a ton of AoE on there, but even then we're not going to smelt the whole stack at once. So let's see what happens if I throw like a stack in there, right? Yeah, I need this thing to behave itself a little better. And it picked them all up. Not ideal. Not per se ideal. It's kind of working. So I either would want to have it deploy 4 items at a time, or something a little different. So see, this is why we proof of concept. This is why we play around before we do, because it requires a little bit of playing around, right? I'm going to put these books away. This I'll hang on to. And then everything else I'm going to pick up. And then let's see what we can come up with. So either... I mean, ideally, I would deposit 4 items at a time. That would probably be the most efficient way to do it. And I could always tweak that, right? I could make it 8 items at a time. You know, there's stuff and things we could do. All right, let me think about it for a minute. So what if we had something like this? I like the factory dropper because it drops very directly. Vanilla droppers are a little bit random how they drop items, right? So if I threw, let's say, this in here, it's kind of like all over the place-ish. Not a fan. But if I got the factory dropper, look at that. How beautiful. You can't, there's like 0 complaints to be made there, right? It's just like I drop straight down, and that's all there is to it. The factory dropper can do like way more fancy stuff. You can change your drop velocity, you can change the angle, you can change the delay, you can change the stack size. So this is stack size, this is delay, I think. So like how long it'll wait between dropping on redstone pulse. Logic gates, like it's a super complex and cool block. But for my purposes, all I needed to do is drop straight down. And then that'll save me the mana of having a spell turret that drops the item. I was mostly just curious if there was a spell turret way to drop items, but factory dropper will work. It's a dropper. I can use that. So what we would do is we would drop the item, and then that would trigger the enchanted turret. So I'm going to put away my timer spell turret. I'm going to put away touch toss. I don't need. But touch smelt item pickup, I will. Right? So then what we would have, let's just do this here for zoop. What I'm thinking I'm gonna do is like put a glass wall here, and then inside that room is where we'll have all these guys doing the ore processing. But the gist will be, we will get the items here into the dropper, okay? Now what's even cooler about this dropper is we can specify how many items to drop at a time. So if I did this, how many would you drop? It's an exceptional question. You ready? This is an exceptional question. And I'm going to get a button to simulate a drop trigger, so I don't have to set up the timer just yet. And then I can do it manually. So that picked up 8. Okay. So if I wanted it to do 8 at a time, all I have to do is a single AoE spell, right? So I'm going to modify this dude here to do an AoE spell. So 1 level of AoE will smelt 8 items at a time, right? So then we modify touch smelt item pickup, touch smelt AoE item pickup. Okay, touch smelt AoE item pickup. And then what that should do, demonstrating once again how this is going to work. Okay. I would kind of want you guys to stop existing for a minute. So you are janitor and you are transporter, and that's cool beans. And I don't have a pickup thing for you, so I'll just grab one of these for now. Okay. So let's simulate this, right? So we're going to pretend like we've got a pressure plate here. So again, this is mostly proof of concept, but we're going to make this proper next episode, more than likely. And then a chest. And I need some source for this turret to work. Beautiful. Recharging. Okay, so then the source jar can go kind of wherever. And you'll trigger when you get a redstone signal. You'll drop 8 items at a time. Your spell will be touch, smelt, AoE item pickup. So then watch this. You ready? I'm going to put a stack of iron dust in here. Okay. And then every time it gets a redstone signal, it's going to drop 8 items and smelt them and pick them up. Drop 8 items, smelt them and pick them up. Okay. And then we can set up a timer who will run, let's make it every 2 seconds. But we can really make it kind of whatever makes sense. See? Look at it go. How's that for ore processing? That could be pretty cool. That could be exceptionally cool, right? As long as we have mana, we're good here. Now, if we run out of mana, we'll probably have a little bit of a problem. But I'm going to, you can see I already have in my inventory a source relay warper. So we're good there. Yeah. I think this is a thing. I think this can happen, right? So let's do this. Let's wrap up the episode here. And the next episode we'll come back and we'll build this proper. What I'm thinking is in this wall, we'll have like a glass, you know, a wall here. And then inside that room, we will have the move all this stuff in there. And we'll have the crusher and we'll have the smelter and all that stuff set up in that room. And we'll do some logic for transporting the items from here to here. We'll figure something out, you know, and we'll kind of go from there. For now, LetsPlay sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and do magical ore processing. Sound cool? All right, for now, take it easy.